Oh, I didn't see. Hi, this is Miss Melinda, and this is my spontaneous, smart diva show. And I taught a law class a little while ago, and now I am going to teach you a fantastic class. And my credentials, where I got this information from that I'm going to teach you, was directly from NASA. What better place can we get the galaxies and the outer space and the stars and the moon and all that kind of stuff? So, how y'all doing out there? This is Saturday night for me, and I slept in late, and I got all dressed, showered, hot, soapy, steam bath shower, all dressed up, and I says, I just feel like partying tonight and having a ball. And so I went back to my room after the law class, and I wrote up a Nassau class while blasting music in my ears. I am ready to teach this class. Oh, what I was going to say is, so I got makeup on. I'm all prettied up. I put on a different new costume. And see, you can party up a storm. You can have a blast. And you don't have to drink or drive. See, there I am, clean and sober and happier partying this way. So, this is called The Black Holes by NASA. This is just some, a little data I had. So it's black holes are among the mysterious cosmic objects, much studied but not fully understood. These objects aren't really holes. They're huge concentrations of matter packed into very tiny spaces. Let me get this out of my way. There. Now, so they're huge. All right, now we gotta fix everything. Okay, so it has to be like sideways. Now I can't get my head in there. Yeah, like that's good. That's a good way. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. There we are. Perfect. All right. So, they're huge concentrations of matter packed into very tiny spaces. Look down, Melinda. A black hole is so dense that gravity just beneath its surface, the event horizon, is strong enough that nothing, not even light, can escape. The event horizon isn't a surface like Earth's, or even the sun's. It's a boundary that contains all the matter that makes up the black hole. This is interesting. We'll have to study this even more and more. There's a real lot on galaxies and black holes that you're just gonna love. Well, I mean, I just got what I got tonight. I can be teaching you the galaxies and the black holes and stars and that for the rest of my life. You know, it's an infinitive class. Well, so is law, kind of too. Okay, so there is much we don't know about black holes, like what matters, what matter looks like inside their event horizons. However, there is a lot that scientists do know about black holes. So the biggest black holes, the most massive black hole observed. It's a ton, 618. I assume they mean 618 tons, but they said it backwards. Tips the scales 66 billion times the sun's mass. Wow, that's fascinating, isn't it? The smallest, the lightest known black hole is only 3.8 times the sun's mass. Well, that's a lot to me, but it's saying only 3.8 times the sun's mass. It's paired up. I couldn't fit the hyphen in there. It's paired hyphen up with a star. Spaghettification, a real term that describes what happens when matter gets too close to a black hole. It's squeezed horizontally and stretched vertically, resembling a noodle. Finding black holes. Black holes don't emit EMIT or reflect light, making them effectively invisible to telescopes. Scientists primarily detect and study them based on how they affect their surroundings. Black holes can be surrounded by rings of gas and dust called accretion disks that emit light across many wavelengths, including X-rays. So we got a supermassive black hole, a supermassive black hole's intense gravity can cause stars to orbit around it in a particular way. Astronomers tracked the orbits of several stars near the center of the Milky Way to prove it houses a supermassive black hole, a discovery that won the year 2020 Nobel Prize. Well, I also learned the other day when we were studying, the Milky Way is our own local galaxy. Well, I never heard that in my life. I never knew the Milky Way was a galaxy, and it's our own local galaxy. I didn't even know when I was real young there was a bunch of galaxies. And we have our own galaxy, and it's called the local Milky Way. I didn't know the Milky Way was a galaxy. So I got to study. I'm going to go into that and then teach you. I want to go inside the Milky Way and it as a gallery. So it says the center of Milky Way to prove it houses a supermassive black hole. At a discovery that won the 2020 Nobel Prize. When very massive objects accelerate through space. They create ripples of fabric of space-time called, I'm using magic markers, so I can't read this, called gravitational waves. Scientists can detect some of these by the ripples effect on detectors. And then we got massive objects like black holes can bend and distort light from more distant objects. This effect, called gravitational lensing, can be used to find isolated black holes that are otherwise invisible. Black holes are not, this is NASA still, this is all still coming from NASA, and they have in big uppercase, black holes are not, bullet, wormholes. They don't provide shortcuts between different points in space or portals to other dimensions or universes. And then next thing, black holes are not cosmic vacuum cleaners. Black holes don't suck in other matter from far enough. Well, that didn't make sense to me at all. It says black holes don't suck in other matter from far enough. But they keep preaching if you get anywhere near it, it'll suck anything in it. Even light is sucked in. So I don't know. That was kind of a controversial, kind of the opposite of what they would saying. And the last is, their gravitational effects are just like those of other objects of the same mass. So I thought that was a very interesting little study on the black holes and done by NASA. And I will be teaching so much more by NASA. I mean, I'm going to be teaching NASA and the universe. And I had some beautiful videos from them. I got in my For You column. Don't look away. And I posted them at the top of my following page in my Twitter. So NASA just has so much. I'm going to be teaching that the rest of my life. In my law classes, I'll be teaching. You could teach those the rest of your life, believe me. And then I have so many subjects that you don't even know about yet. But I don't want to jump around too much because then, because I'm focusing on this law stuff. And I'm doing this whole section with what I told you with the, look down, Melinda. The whole section I told you has, the four categories. And, we're going to go into all that. And, months from now, I will get touching with linguistics, It's nothing that we can't understand. I just have to Google some definitions so I can say the definition right as I'm talking. So, how y'all doing tonight? Where y'all at? Did you go out to dinner tonight or to a movie? Or did you stay home? Well, I know some of my friends still go clubbing in their 60s. Now that's good. It's like a part of us never grew up, Well, I don't go clubbing, but I still party like I'm clubbing, I still party like I'm clubbing, I go to all kinds of places where I don't drink and drug, and I'm partying up a storm. You can still go to places where they blast music and You got all kinds of things to do. And so I just hope that you're all out there having fun. We in Chicago has been we have had a warm winter, like every day. It's, all through Christmas. I was running around with barely a jacket on, all the way to running to the store and running here and running there. And I didn't even need a coat. And this is like all through fall and all the way through Christmas. Yeah, it was just as warm as could be. We only had a couple of light blankets, real faint, and they melted by morning. They would and then we only had a little bit of heavy snow, but for Chicago, not that much. We had maybe a day or two of a little bit of a few inches of snow, but it was nothing. Chicago has always had some really heavy blizzards and usually heavy white Christmas. And we just didn't even have a heavy snow this year. And I don't know if we've ever been without at least one heavy snow. And I know one year I was standing out there looking out the front windows, and I memorized the date because I was so amazed. I was standing in the daytime. I think it was sunny. It could be sunny and still snowing, I think. Anyway, it was snowing so hard so many years ago. I was watching out just wandering around, watching out our windows, big, what do you call it, picture windows. And the snowflakes were so heavy. It was like cats and dogs were falling from the sky. I mean, the snow was just coming down, heavy duty. And the flakes were big, huge flakes, and they were accumulating, It was accumulating, and this blizzard went on and on. And do you want to know what date it was? It was May 15th. I memorized it in my head. I just wish I would have memorized the year. My brain didn't travel that far because it was probably manic, and I already jumped on to another subject, maybe to do with the blizzard, but in some other way, because the year I did not take note. But I know it was before the COVID. It was before the COVID. Yeah, Chicago, we had a big, huge lawn, heavy accumulation of snow on May the 15th. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And then I've got pictures till this day, and in fact, I'm going to post them when I get around to it, of us kids playing out in the snow. We we were from Chicago. We were living at Colmar and Irving Park Road in Chicago when I was born. And but our family was always like living in Chicago, but I was the last one born. And so, but anyway, what I was going to tell you is the biggest snowstorm in history in Chicago is 1967. And I found all these pictures of me, my sister, and our little girlfriend, Missy Bono, across the street. The three of us and my brother Nick. But we didn't take a picture of him. I don't know why. But he built a snow igloo. My brother Nick, he's passed away, God bless him. He's having a ball up in heaven with my mom and dad and all our relatives and his friends and all that stuff. And so the cool thing about this is I could prove the pictures. In 1967 in Chicago, they put the year on the pictures, and all these pictures of me, my sister, and Missy Bono, my girlfriend. She was my age, and her older sister Liz hung with my sister, but Liz wasn't there that day. So it was me and Missy and my sister and my brother Nick, and he built this snow igloo. And he took a few pictures of us. And then he told me and Missy, my girlfriend, to get inside. My sister was like, a year and a half to 2 years older than me. And so she was bigger. But me and Missy got in this igloo and stuck our heads out. We're still inside the igloo, though. And my brother took a picture of us. I've got all those pictures. And it's got the year 1967. And I brought this up. And everything I say goes on my flat screen TV. If I have any device on, I'm telling you, everything I was saying to my friends was going straight on my TV. So after I bragged about having pictures of the biggest snowstorm in history in 1967, it was like within a week or two later, I just happened to catch on the news on this channel. It said, Chicago's worst snow blizzard in history, 1967. And I said, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my God, because I thought, well, there could have been another one or two or three worse snow blizzards than 67. But he said it, and he backed me up that there has never been a Chicago snowstorm ever in history bigger than 1967 snow blizzard. So I thought that was really cool. And I am going to post those pics for you guys, because it's freaky, that I just happen to we got pictures of it. Yeah, it was like, we didn't know it was going to be we knew then it was the biggest in history. We didn't know that, 67, how many years ago is that? We didn't know that, 40 years, 55 or so years later, there still was never going to be another snowstorm as big as 67. We would have never dreamed that we would have been senior citizens, How many years is that? 50-something years ago. And there would never be another snow blizzard as big as that one, 1967. We didn't know that day. And that would have really amazed us if we could know the future. So I just thought I'd share that with you. And I'm going to go ahead and let you go so this don't take all night uploading. I love you all very much. Okay? See my beautiful black nails? I love my black. I never knew I would like black nails. Look at how it matches my costume. And I have a shawl on. See, I have a matching shawl. There's a shawl, see? With my black nails. There's the shawl. And my beautiful black nails go with it, don't they? They do. I never thought my nails would look this pretty black. All right. I need to upload this, guys. I love you all. And please subscribe and watch and listen to all my videos. It'll start out, maybe you'll say, oh, I'm not interested in that. But I could end up talking about 4 different other subjects that whole video. You could never go by just what I start out saying, Because I'm manic, so I'm talking from subject to subject to subject all over the place. And so if you stick with my videos, you'll go, wow, I didn't know all this and all this. Wow, this is really interesting. I'm glad I stayed with this video all the way through. And I want you to try to learn. So you have to learn. You got to watch this that I just played you tonight. You have to watch this and the earlier one. And then the first one that I started, not this, no. This is Nassau. I'm getting you mixed up. I mean the one I made earlier tonight. You need to study that, okay? The judicial system one. I made a video tonight. You need to study. I want you to watch it over and over. And then I made the first one, the judicial system, and that first subject. So there's 2 of them. And find the first one and watch tonight's and the other one on the same subject. You'll find it. I forget what I named it. But I am going to work on seeing if I can label Some of mine, I think I need like to fix the labels. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. I love you. Please subscribe, and you'll enjoy. We'll have lots of fun. Thank you. Good night.